So interface. So interface is used to achieve the abstraction. 100% abstraction you can achieve with the interface concept. Interface is same as a class. Class also template or blueprint, right? Interface also a template. It contains abstract methods. In Java 7, till Java 7, every method is abstract method in the interface inside. There is no other methods, and constants will be there. Variables, all variables won't be there, only constants. Constants, how you can create with the final keyword, right? So constant to interface was there till Java 7. But in Java 8, apart from abstract methods, they added a default methods and static methods also. So the overall in the Java 8, till Java 8, the interface contains constants, no other variables, no constructor, no defined methods. Only you have abstract methods. Every method is abstract method. Apart from abstract methods, you have default methods and static methods also. But these two methods you can define. You can define these default methods and static methods from Java 8 onwards. If you're using Java 8 and above, you can write the default methods and static methods. So in Java 9, they added the private methods also you can create in the interface inside. Like that, every release, they are giving the improvement for the interface. They're adding new features for the interface concept. So why you need to use a Java interface? To achieve the abstraction, you will use the interface concept. And another important, to support multiple inheritance concept, you need to use interface concept. Multiple inheritance is not supported in case of class, right? I told you, in case of class, multiple inheritance is not supported. But in case of interface, multiple inheritance is possible. So how to declare interface? An interface is declared by using interface keyword. How you will declare a class? Using class keyword. How you will declare interface? Using interface keyword. So it provides a total abstraction, means all the methods in the interface are declared with the empty body, no body at all. No body at all, only abstract methods. Even you don't need to write an abstract keyword also. We just declare the method that by default, so all the methods which is going to add public abstract keyword for the method. For all the variables also, by default, it will add public static final keyword by default. All the variables by default, so it will add these three keywords, public static final keyword. By default, you will get for every variable. So there is no other keyword. You cannot reduce the permission also from public to some other. No. If you reduce, it will throw error. By default, these three keywords will add. Even if you don't add also, internally it will add to that variable. Public static final by default you will get. For the methods, abstract methods, you will get public abstract by default. That's the interface. But okay, you declared all the abstract methods to where you will implement in any class. Any class you will implement it. So class implements the interface. So you need to use between the class and interface which keyword? Implements keyword you need to use. So between class and interface, what keyword you need to use? Implements keyword. That means class implements interface. That means all the interface methods you are implementing in the class. That means you are writing the definition for the interface methods. So you will declare the abstract methods in the interface, but you will implement in the class. You should not create object for any interface. Same as abstract class. Why you should not create? If anybody asks you, so what is the answer you have to give? So interface has a abstract methods which are undefined. So we cannot use without definition of the methods. That's why it is not allowed to create object for interface. That I have given in the WebDriver also the same definition. Why you should not create object for a WebDriver. So I have given same concept here also. So the Java compiler adds public and abstract keywords before the interface method. Public, static, and final keywords before the data members are considered. So there is no other variables, no instance variables, no static. Only your variable is a public, static, final. Public, static, final means it's a constant. Okay, that's by default these keywords will add for your variable. By default, your method before it will add public abstract keyword. That's a fixed. So this is the interface syntax. Let's see this. Access modifier, interface, interface name. So see into words. See final variables, how you will write all capital letters. All letters you should write capital letters. So 200, and this will be internally added by public, static, final. These three keywords will add, even if you don't write, these three keywords will add automatically. See, by default, every variable is a public. And final keyword and static variable. Static final keyword means that's a constant. And abstract methods. You just declared abstract method name, but it will add public abstract keyword automatically. Return type, method name you will write. So default methods starts with a default keyword. Default means don't think it is a access modifier. No. Here you will write the default keyword. There we won't write, right? But here you will write. But this method also by default public. So default keyword you will use here. You have to explicitly write default before void keyword. Mandatory. That's a default methods means. Default methods are defined, but abstract methods are not defined. And static methods also defined methods. So these are the members of your interface. What are the members of your interface? Constants, abstract methods, default methods, static methods. These are the members of your interface. Inside you can write. See, no constructor, no instance variables, but abstract method is by default non-static method only. But you won't define that method. Then what is the naming conventions of your interface? Naming conventions same as a class. Every word first letter capital letter. If one word is there, first word, that's why web driver. How many words are there? 2 words, right? That's why W capital, driver D capital. If one word is there, first letter only capital. If more than one word is there, every word first letter capital. So that's the naming conventions of any interface. See, okay, you declared interface. How you can implement? You can implement where you can implement in the class. You create a new class. In that class, you can implement using implement keyword that interface. See, class name, implements, interface. See the example, public class Firefox driver implements web driver. This is the interface. Implements is coming between the class and interface. So same, all these web driver methods are implemented in the Firefox driver, Chrome driver, Safari driver, Opera driver. Browser wise, you have a classes. Each browser, these web driver methods are implemented. That's why every browser you have same methods. But the logic, why they are writing same methods, are you can ask. Logic will be different from class to class. Logic is not same. The same method, logic will be vary from class to class. That's how you are implementing. Okay, you implemented. How you can map, how you can call that interface and the class. This is the one. Interface reference variable equal to new implementing class. We are creating object for interface. We are not creating, but interface you are declaring the left side, and that reference variable is pointing to implementing class object. That's what we did in even in the web driver, right? So web driver, that variable equal to new Chrome driver, new Firefox driver we did. So that means where this web interface is implemented, for that classes you are creating object. Which class logic you want, for that class you create object. Then use this reference variable to call all the methods. How can you call the methods? This reference variable dot the method name. How can you call return type methods? Data type of the method variable equal to this object reference dot non-static methods. So all these we used in the WebDriver or not? This complete WebDriver concept we use. So the same Java concept I have used in the WebDriver. So these concepts only we used in the WebDriver. Remember, driver.get method. So this is the one. So all the get title method. So this I am using this concept. So our methods how to call. This is the formula I'm using there. So what is marker tagged interface? An interface which has no members is called marker tagged interface. So, but don't worry about this. This is very important. Functional interface. So functional normal interface, you can write n number of abstract methods. But functional interface means you have only one abstract method and n number of default methods you can write. That's the functional interface. So this functional interface is the latest feature of Java 8. So one abstract method only how to write and any number of default methods. It's up to you. The example for functional interface is there are a runnable, callable, comparator. These are all the predefined functional interfaces already in the Java. So only one abstract method is there in the functional interface, and you will write @functional interface. If you write @functional interface, what it will tell us, you can have only one abstract method. If you try to add one more abstract method, it will throw error. Was you should not write one more extra abstract method. The functional interface annotation tells it should have only one abstract method, not more than that. That is the functional interface. But normal interface, there is no limit. Okay, sorry guys. So till now we are discussing a functional interface, right? Functional interface which has only one abstract method and n number of default methods. And also I explained about so how we can call the interface and that implemented class. That's what we have seen, right? And the relationship between, so let me give you last topic. The relationship between class and interface is, so how it is, between a class and class, extends keyword will be there. Between class and interface, implements keyword will come. Between interface and interface, extends keyword will come. Okay, so this relationship you should remember. Between class and class, extends keyword. Between class and interface, implements keyword. Between interface and interface, extends keyword. And one class can implement multiple interfaces. And one interface can extend to multiple interfaces. See, one interface can extend to multiple interfaces. This is called multiple inheritance, right? This is called multiple inheritance. The same in the case of class, not possible. One class cannot extend to multiple classes, but one interface can extend to multiple interfaces. That's why interface supports multiple inheritance concept, but class doesn't support multiple inheritance concept. But class can implement multiple interfaces. That means these two interface methods you can implement here in this class. Implement means what? Writing the logic for those methods, right? So where you can write the logic for the interface methods? In the class only. You can implement in the class only that interface methods, not other places. What is the difference between abstract class and interface? This is a very, very important interview question, mandatory interview question. So abstract class, you define a class which contains abstract keyword, then that class is called abstract class. Interface is a template or blueprint which contains abstract methods, constants, and default and static methods. And abstract class can have abstract and non-abstract methods. Abstract class doesn't support multiple inheritance, but interface supports multiple inheritance. Abstract class can have a final, non-final, static, non-static variables, but interface has only static final variables. Abstract class can provide the implementation of interface, but interface never provide the implementation of abstract class, because you cannot implement the abstract class inside the interface, not possible. But interface you can implement in the abstract class. The abstract keyword is used to create the abstract class. The interface keyword is used to declare the interface. So abstract class can extend another class to implement the multiple Java interfaces also. An interface can extend another interface. An abstract class can be extended using extends keyword to normal classes. An interface and a class, between the interface and class, you have to use implements keyword to implement the interface methods. So an abstract class can have a class members like private, protected, but members of interface is by default public. Any member of interface by default public. You could not reduce the permission from public to other permissions. So that's a main difference between interface and abstract classes. Okay, so that's it. I'm stopping here.